This is Deuteronomy 28 and 49. And it says, And Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, who shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word, love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatik from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is another little video I saw on TikTok. Okay, and we'll let this play.
Check out this next video.
Case sparking outrage. Two Georgia police officers fired after video surfaced on social media showing them punching and kicking a man in the head who was handcuffed on the ground. But tonight, one attorney claiming that video may be misleading. Here's ABC's Adrian Bankert.
Tonight, hit and kicked in the face by police. The man assaulted on video, now calling for those officers to be charged as criminals.
Punched, tased, kicked in the head, and incarcerated for no reason. I am a law-abiding citizen whose rights were repeatedly violated.
Demetrius Hollins was pulled over outside of Atlanta. The situation escalating quickly. Watch as one witness captures video of Sergeant Michael Bongiovanni hitting Hollins. Already on the ground and handcuffed, another person records Officer Robert McDonald's stomp on the 21-year-old's face.
Make no mistake, what they did was a crime.
Bongiovanni's lawyer saying this video is misleading. Rather than a punch, it shows a shoulder strike and is in line with police protocol to get Hollins to comply for a search for weapons. Both officers are fired within 24 hours. The district attorney now deciding if they will face charges.
There's literally no excuse for behavior like this.
Bongiovanni's attorney telling us he believes the sergeant acted in line with his training and that he stands by his 19 years of service. We were not able to reach Officer McDonald for comment.
And as much as I hate to say it, when these high-ranking people in these police departments say that these officers were complying with their training, it's true. Because when you know what the police is used for, you know that they are doing exactly what they're trained to do. Okay? Monitor, patrol, and apprehend property, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? That is their training. All the so-called de-escalation and learning a few moves here and there, that's formality. This, what you see on this TV, is their real training. That's what they're trained to do. Beat the shit out of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether you deserve it or whether you don't deserve it. Okay? And you got to remember, this was all part of the curses. Okay? Let me read that again. Deuteronomy 28 and 49. It says, And Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Okay? Now, I don't know what he so-called stopped this guy for, but you can tell he's relatively young, might be in like his 20s, maybe mid-20s, something like that. I wouldn't give him late. But, young guy, you can clearly see he's unarmed. Cop runs down on him with his gun, punches him in the face for no reason, then throws him to the ground, and then the guy's handcuffed. He's already been searched. He's not a threat. And when backup comes, the other police officer stomps him in the face. Now, what What threat is a handcuffed man to another individual who has body armor, a gun, a asp, a taser, and some mace and handcuffs? Seriously. And it's 2-on-1? Even if he wasn't handcuffed, the mere fact that you got 2-on-1, 2 guns, 2 asps, 2 tasers, 2 cans of mace or pepper spray. I mean, where's the threat of this to this one? What threat does this one person have? What threat does this one person possess that would warrant this type of a bestial response? And a lot of you Jakes still want to kumbaya with this damn dude. Okay? We're going to go to verse 52. And it says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. Let's get that word besiege in Deuteronomy 28. 52. Tazarar.
Strong's H 6887. Sarer.
It says to bind, be narrow, be in distress, make narrow, cause distress, besiege, be straitened, be bound. It says to show hostility toward, vex, to show hostility toward, treat with enmity. That's hatred. Vex, harass, vexer, harasser. All right. And let's look that up in, where's my little regular dictionary here? Okay, we're going to go to besiege. To beset or surround with armed forces for the purpose of compelling to surrender. To lay siege, to beleaguer, to vex, harass, or vex. Oh, okay. All right. To vex, to lay siege, to beset, to assail or ply as with requests or demands. Woo, man. So let's read that again. Okay. And this is what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai said that bad Uncle Esau was going to do to us. And he shall besiege, vex, to make angry, to treat with animosity and hatred, with the purpose of surrender and having you comply. This guy is going to do that in all thy gates, in all the cities. Don't matter if you're in Chicago, Detroit, New York, or in this case, Georgia. It says, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted throughout all thy land. Now, first and foremost, this is talking about our home, but this applies here as well. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all the land which Yahweh thy power hath given thee. So everywhere we go in this United States and even across the world, but especially here in the United States, all right, that's what this guy is doing under the guise of protecting and serving. He is besieging us everywhere with that fierce countenance. And see, this guy is not going to stop. This guy will not stop. Because what you jakes don't realize is that these cops are the whipping stick to get you in order. What does it say? It's a rod of my anger. Isaiah 10:5. It says, O Assyria, rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. Now, bad Uncle Esau is the modern day Assyria, because you have to remember, okay, the Israelites served captivity under the Assyrians as well. Okay, it says, I will send him, bad Uncle Esau, against a hypocritical nation. That's us. Why? Because we were given the law. When you read Psalm 147, close to the last verse, you know what? Let's just get that. Let's just get that instead of butchering it. Psalm 147:19, where it says that he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. Okay? So we are that hypocritical nation because, okay, we know the law. We just refused to get right. We just refused to get right. And so the Lord said, you know what? I'm going to send this guy after you for correction. So I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire in the street. Okay? We are the prey. There is no might in our hand right now. That's why the scripture calls Jacob a worm. A worm is the most defenseless thing in the world. Has no wings, has no shell, has no feet. I mean, a lamb is defenseless, but hell, at least a lamb can run. A worm can't do any of that. All right. This is the condition of how it is here in America for us. We constantly have to be subject to this draconian behavior. These laws that do not benefit us, these situations that when we're not even bothering anybody, we still have to be careful how we move because, Officer Bob and Officer Franklin are having a bad day on the job because one's getting divorced and one can't get a woman because he's fat and he just want to take it out on a Jake. Okay? That's that just goes to show you how fucked up our situation is. Sometimes our survival depends on whatever mood a Edomite is in. Or he's just as the scriptures say, a bloodthirsty man. It's funny. I had a conversation with a coworker, and she was saying that she got offended when I said that the reason why I said the reason why these cops are probably getting shot is because they got it coming to her. And she got really offended by that. I could tell she was really, not only did she say it, but I could tell she was more offended than what she wanted to put on as well. And, you know, she's an Edomite. And of course, the usual thing, well, you know, it's not all of them. It's just a few bad apples. And I notice a lot of Edomites say it's only a few bad apples. But my thing is, if it's only a few bad apples, now I didn't say this to her because I knew she was all riled up. You know, don't want to put further coals on the thing. But nonetheless, in my mind, I'm always thinking, if it's only a few bad apples, if it's only a few bad apples, why is it that we can turn on the internet at any time and see at least 3 videos a week with police brutality? See, though nobody will have an answer for that. Because truly, if it was a small majority of cops all around the United States, then we wouldn't be seeing this many videos. And then, of course, well, I got friends that are cops. They don't do that. You think a cop is really going to tell you the dirt that they did? Why would a cop tell you the dirt that they've done when now that makes you a witness to a crime? But you can't say that to them. You know, they don't bother to think that far in advance. But, you know, it's one of those things where, hey, we live in a time where, as I just said to her, and I'm going to get Galatians 6 and 7 and end it on this. Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. This is why people are getting mad at these cops. This is why folks are shooting back. This is why the numbers are dropping. This is why the lack of respect and fear is pretty much non-existent now. Because due to the internet, these guys have been exposed on a worldwide scale for their corruption. And it's only going to be a matter of time before busting back at a cop is going to be a normal thing. And I say this as a man. Don't be surprised if these cops start getting bounties. Like there's going to be personal bounties put on them by said members of different communities. You watch and see. There's going to be hits on these guys. Like I said, I say that as a man, though. But I don't want to keep talking. I hope you all are edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.